Hey YouTube, this is The Art of Prepping. Thanks for joining me. This is the 27th of September 2016, the morning after the first presidential debate here in the United States. Just wanted to comment about this. I listened to it on the radio, and I listened to the pre-debate show, the debate itself, and part of the post-commentaries, but I just couldn't handle it anymore and just went ahead and went to bed. I just wanted to say a few things, both of the candidates, Hillary Clinton and Trump, basically are just oblivious of the Constitution. They don't really care. They're just going to get whatever they want, and it's pretty obvious they don't know the law, they don't know the history of the country, and they don't know what it really means to have a republic and a democracy all mixed in one. They don't have a clue. And it's pretty pathetic also to see both candidates push things that are so unconstitutional. It's not even funny, but how else are you supposed to react? I guess you just go in the corner and cry if you were to take it too serious. But what a freaking mess. You have both of them lying about things or twisting truths, saying things that they said that they didn't say, and all this stuff. And to my great surprise, there's actually a couple points that Clinton actually said that I agree with. I mean, it just blew my mind that I'd ever think about, that I would say that. But about the other 98% of what she said, I have nothing to do with. And I think she's just a complete and utter mess. And also just it would be a train wreck for the country if she was our president. But things like, Clinton saying that the stop and frisk is unconstitutional. Yeah, it actually is. Not just because it was ruled that way, but because it actually is. When you read the Constitution, we do have the right to be, to have that means of security and privacy on from our person. We don't have the just because you travel in the United States to a certain location doesn't mean that you give up your constitutional rights to privacy. That you can just be stopped for no reason and just frisk and no, that is completely ridiculous. You have to have a probable cause, and so that is a horse shit. Now, in terms of Hillary, flip-flopping around and everything around like this, it's just amazing, too, how it used to be the stance of the Democratic Party about some of the taxation, that Trump has adopted. And especially in terms of how to so-called force companies to come back or force companies from leaving the country. You just can't do that. You have to make the tax system a lot more appealable for one. But it isn't, though. It is true what he said, though, about that the country is not inviting to entrepreneurs and companies. And so they're all leaving. Now, in terms of the trickle-down economics that Hillary has such a big problem with, this is just amazing that she just keeps on targeting we're just wanting to build the middle class. Yeah, that sounds all great, but she has no real plan. There's just no plan. And even on both sides of this debate, there's very few specifics, as you'll notice if you listen to it or watched it. There's just very few specifics about anything. And if they are pressed into specifics, they revert back to their website. And I think this is all, just malarkey and baloney. I think it was a very watered down, pretty pathetic. Actually, I was actually on the impression that this debate, because I was told all the way up until when it happened that it was going to start at 8 o'clock Eastern time. Okay. And then it didn't really start until 9. So I went from thinking it was a 2.5 hour debate, which I was like, wow, that's a pretty decent long debate, to just 90 minutes is what it ended up being. And so it was a pretty crappy debate, in my opinion. Yes, both sides got a couple sucker punches in there. And, but these debates really aren't designed, though, to persuade or, someone that's on the fence, which I don't even know how you would be on the fence. There's just certain things that just like, are you for gun control or not? Are you for killing, the youth and the children of the country or not? I mean, there's certain things that are pretty freaking obvious. And even though I can't say that I trust Trump 100% at all, on these stance because he's flip-flopped around. But on these core stances, for me personally, Hillary is just has never been an option, But Trump is a mess. He's a freaking mess. And so I don't want to vote for him either. He's just so not my candidate. And so what the hell? What choice do I have? I mean, honestly, and I've said this just once before, it's so appealing to me not to vote this year because I think they're both a train wreck. I don't know what else to say. At times, Trump has a little bit more of appeal just because I agree with what he says. But once he opens his mouth, he's so mental in a lot of ways, and he just rambles, and he's so conceited. And not to say that Hillary isn't; she's beyond that. But I'm just talking about someone that I'm trying to build in my mind as an okay candidate. I can't get to that point. I just can't get to that point. And and we talked about this once before as well, that Gary Johnson should have been in the debate, no doubt about it. But Gary Johnson, the Libertarian Party, of course, excuse me, is not a real libertarian. He's much more of a liberal. So I still wouldn't vote for Gary Johnson. Sorry, Larry Johnson. Good Lord. It's early in the morning, guys. And so, it's just one of those things that, there is no choice. There is no choice. Even in the Libertarian Party, there isn't a real libertarian. In the Republican Party, you have a Democrat, really. And then on the Democratic Party, you have full-on socialist, backslash, communist, backslash globalist, that has nothing in her repertoire to better us, but just to put us down into a less and less free state of being a people. And so, one things that I thought that Trump did say that I really liked was he called out the debt and how under President Obama and everything, because that's what Clinton kept on saying that, he's in his plan, it was going to increase under Trump's plan, another $5 trillion. When we see that Obama has done at least that much damage. And so there's a lot of bullshit going on here. I think they both just throwing out numbers and trying to make themselves look good at the moment. But if you even think about anything that they say, it's all very okay. It kind of hurts themselves, because here you have a supporter Hillary supports Obama and always tries to elevate him, which he's a moron. Obama is just a complete loser that has nothing in my book to do with any kind of achievements in America since he's been president. And I would debate that. What has he done? What has he really done that's helped America? Because there's nothing that he's done to help me. Nothing from my family, anybody that I know. It's always been putting more red tape, more hardship for the American people. And I'm sick and tired of it. And Hillary's just an extension of that, but just in a more severe manner, And so here you have her trying to support his failed policies. And then she's trying to turn things around on Trump. And it's just what the hell? And then Trump just kind of obviously shows that the last 8 years, and when she was Secretary of State, was a complete train wreck. And then she just denies it and acts like nothing ever happened. It is just what the hell? Why do we, the people, have any kind of endurance or any kind of ability to weather this? We should be so pissed, so freaking fed up with this bullshit offering of presidents. We should be out in the freaking streets, okay, protesting both of them, and just saying hell no to both. That could be a good chant. And hell no to both. Hell no to both. This is complete anarchy in a sense, because you got two people really that are thinking a lot alike, but in words they kind of throw little curveballs to make it look like they're very different. But I don't trust either one of them. Okay. Especially, Trump, man, is starting to become so unconstitutional when he says, and he presents himself to the NRA, for example, as this certain kind of person. But then you have the stop and frisk. that he's for, and that's completely not constitutional. And then you got, Hillary, that she wants us to be like Australia and Great Britain and Canada and stuff, which they have pretty much no gun rights and constantly limit the freedoms and liberties of the people. And of course, I didn't get talked to at all about this kind of stuff at all last night. Maybe in the next, because there's 2 more debates supposedly. Maybe in one of those they'll talk about gun control. But she did touch upon it a little bit. That she calls this comprehensive gun safety law. Take your gun safety laws and shove it up your ass. That is just the code word of saying gun confiscation or banning of guns, because we, the government, don't trust you, and we want to take any ability for you to uprise against us, because we're so tyrannical that we're afraid that you will uprise. This is major tyranny. And if anybody says anything else, you're living in freaking la land. Okay. Even though Trump comes out as a big Second Amendment, person, let me tell you, he's so up and down in it. I don't trust him at all. But Hillary is very obvious that she is tyrannical and unconstitutional, and she will take the country in directions that will make the country look completely different, way more so than someone like Barack Obama, which he's so impotent, so pathetic. He couldn't even carry through most of his agenda. And even the agenda that he did, like, Obamacare and a few other crappy things, it's so weak. It's, even though it's destructive and it is bad and it shouldn't be there, but he's so pathetic. I think that Clinton has a little bit more drive than Obama, and we would see that much more destruction. So, wow. So many things to look forward to, right? So I don't know if I'm going to listen to the next couple of debates. I may catch part of it, but I think I've had my fill. I can't handle either one of them. They're just both were just ridiculous. And what do you think about this? Of course, this is a topic that may be getting a little bit more, press than you probably would even care to hear, especially on my channel. This is not a political channel, but as preppers, we have to be mindful of the political climate and social economic types of goings on. And so this is worthy news to some degree, because if one of these individuals become president, which it looks like it's how it's going to be, it has a lot of implications for us, especially in America and everybody in the world too, but especially in America, about the things that may be the new reality that we have to be prepared for. As always, you guys take care, and I'll catch you soon.